what kind of tips or any money management tips do you have, for first time students, or what was your experience like just trying to save money while you were at college?
Oh man, college was an experience. I don't know, but I was broke in college, man. And it was a great experience, it was a learning experience, and it was humbling all at the same time. My first job I ever had was in college, and it was working in the admissions office. And the best thing about it is that, when you're working for a state university, they don't take taxes out of those checks. So if you find yourself fortunate enough to find a campus job at a state university, understand that it is a blessing, because when you get in the real world and they're taking taxes out, it's painful. So definitely take advantage of those situations. If you have work study, I urge you to take advantage of getting a campus job,
Mhm.
because there are students like myself who didn't have work study. So I had to just be that much better than the work study student, because from a financial standpoint, it's more affordable for the university to do it through a work study student versus coming out of their own money to pay a student. So if you have work study, take advantage of it. And I found myself at one point, I had three jobs at the same time in college, doing a lot of different things. Like I had one job in a bookstore, I worked at the front desk, and I was a locksmith all at the same time for the university. So you can find, there's a job. If you really want a job and you really want to get paid, you can find it. But then once you start getting into money, especially untaxed money, don't go and blow it all spending it on McDonald's. Don't go spending it all on alcohol or drugs if that's what you're into. Don't drive everywhere and now you're throwing 30, 40, $50 in your gas tank every week. Like, try to be as smart as you can with this money. And one of the biggest things I can encourage everyone to do is, if you live on campus and you have a kitchen in your dorm, learn how to cook. Please learn how to cook. It's a skill, especially us as men. Please, like, learn how to cook because you don't want to be buying food all the time. A lot of universities, their meal plans aren't sufficient enough unless you pay for the highest meal plan. So there are a lot of people, a lot of students like myself, you live with food insecurity. So if you don't have your finances in order and you're running through your meal plan, you're going to look up and be like, dang, I got a month and a half left of school and I don't got no food, So what am I about to do right now? There was even a couple years back, this player by the name of Shabazz Napier at UConn, and he ended up going to the NBA, was saying that he was hungry and he would go to bed hungry at night. And here he is, a student at a D1 university playing in a national championship game, but he goes to bed hungry. So these things are very real. And these are very real experiences. So the best thing that you could do is take advantage of a campus job and be able to manage your finances appropriately. And one thing that I learned that um, wasn't really taught to me, but you find out kind of just by being around, is that, when I was going into school, they didn't tell me that RAs get free housing and free meal plans. They don't tell you that till you get there, and then it's like, oh dang, I should probably do this. But then another thing that they didn't tell me was that if you're a part of the student government, at least from my university, you get paid to be a part of the student government. And if you're fortunate enough to be the president of the student government, you don't pay tuition. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
So you
crazy.
find my friend, we went to high school together and we were at the same university, and he found himself fortunate enough to be student government president, and he was an RA. So for a point in time, he was going to school absolutely free. And if you can find a way to take advantage of what they're offering you and make this system work for you instead of just being a number on their enrollment list, and make this really work for you, there are a lot of opportunities to make money, but there are also a lot of opportunities to save money as well. So you just got to be smart with your finances, and please don't blow it all on drugs and alcohol and McDonald's at 2 a.m. Please don't.
Right. Yeah, lots of McDonald's at 2 a.m. trips. But yeah, thank you so much for touching on that, and especially the importance of campus jobs, because I feel like a lot of people um don't even know that going into a college that there are jobs on campus that you can have, but you kind of got to be on top of it. Like you have to, you know, like apply for early, because there are a lot of other students and work study students, trying to get those jobs. I had a similar experience, like working three jobs at the same time. Like I was working at financial aid, I was like tutoring, I was working like the front desk at the library. Like it was a lot. And then there's also the aspect of some students have to still support their families back home, which is like a whole other thing on top of having to like support yourself for the first time, so yeah, like do what you can in terms of finding those jobs and those special jobs like RAs, because I remember that was the hot commodity. It is very competitive because you, at least at my school, like they gave you a lot of higher paychecks, and yeah, your meal plan was paid for, and like I just remember so many RAs like always getting like new things and being like that RA money. And I'm like, wow, like I wish I knew about that.